Hello everybody and welcome to SciArt Shop channel. Today we're going to finish making the crackers. This is part 2 of the making the crackers basically. So remember this is where we got to on part 1, and we are going to completely finish it off. So it's all ready for the big day, and it's going to be something like that. So see what we do there? So we've got some stars, we've got some glitter on the end, and we've got a little Christmas picture in the middle there. So yeah, so that's it, and then it's all finished, so it's all ready. So I've already done 4, and this is the last one. When I finish doing the video clip, I will show you them all together. Okay, you know what I mean, what I'm saying? You do, that's great. Okay, so let's start. First thing I'm going to do is glitter. So I've got some little weights there. I actually made these weights with resin. I've only used resin once, and this is what I come out with. I don't know if you can see that. So I had some resin left over, so I used that to make some weights. I also covered some of my art, like on the wall there, and it came out quite good. So I'll do a video on that and show you how you do that. Resin, you don't need to be scared of it. But yeah, again, going off on a tangent, so that's not good, because you want to see this. So what I'm doing next is the glitter, and I've kept the same colour. So there's going to be green stuck on the ends there. Okay, so I'll do that now. On the other ones, I put yellow on the yellow crepe paper because I just thought that looked better. So it just catches the light at the ends of the cracker, which I thought was a good idea. So the next thing I'm going to do is use some glue. This is PVA glue. And all you need to do is get a sheet of newspaper ready to catch all the excess glitter. Now, I made a mistake last week because the actual newspaper I used had some staples in it, so there was holes in the middle and some of the glitter went through. So try to pick a piece of paper that hasn't got any holes in it, because that would be very helpful. So the next thing I'm going to do is just put some glue around the edge. So I'm just going to do that now. You don't need too much, it's just to make sure the glitter stays there. So there I've put a little bit too much, so I'm just going to rub that round and just cover all the ends like that. And now I'm going to use the glitter, and all you do is basically just sprinkle it. You see that? Sprinkle it on the edge there. And like I say, don't worry if it all goes everywhere, because you've got the paper to catch that, and you're going to put it back in the glitter pot. So yeah, just put it all the way around, just keep turning it. And then what I do is I tap my hand while I'm holding it, and I find that's the easiest way to get the glitter off. So there you go. So that's the first one. Can you see that? I think that looks really fancy, and it will catch the light all the time. So that's good. So now I'm going to do the other end. And again, just put some glue all the way around the edge. Just don't put loads on there because it'll just drip, and that's not good. You only want just a bit to cover the edges. So I use the end of the bottle just to rub that round without releasing any more glue from the bottle, because you don't need that much. It just needs to be something there just to stick it to. So there you go. So I'm just going to push that all the way around, keep turning the cracker and get it and cover any of the white glue. Like I say, it's PVA glue, so it's all good stuff. And that's it. And that bit's done. Again, tap your hand, shake it off, and there you go. So there's the other one. Don't worry about this going down that. We can mess about with that at the end. And when it settles down and you put it down to dry, it will go back into shape. So I'm just going to put that down and put the glitter back into the pot. Now this is the tricky bit. So with these ones, I can just pull the top off. And what I do is, there is a little technique I find. So I've got the fan on, so that's not helping me, but what I do is I sort of put my fingers in between. I know this sounds a bit strange how you get this back in there, but it is tricky. So you definitely need all of your fingers. So I pinch the bottle so that doesn't go anywhere, or the container, and then I use my other three fingers, well, 2 fingers and a thumb, and then I can watch it go back into the pot. And once most of it's gone in there, that's great. There you go. So I've got most of it in there. This has all been saved. There's a little bit that's come out, and you always get that. Don't worry about that. We're going to use that for another project. So I'm just going to put that to the side and get my dustpan and brush and just sweep that up, because I don't want that going everywhere. So bear with me a moment while I do that. And then I've got a little container there, which I've got some other glitter in that was I couldn't get back into the pot, so I'm going to use that again. So I'm just going to carefully brush that in there, because I don't want to waste that, because I might have a project in, well, I will have a project in the future that will need mixed coloured glitter. So that's what I'm going to use. So there you go. So I'm going to keep that for a future date. So I'm not chucking any of that away, or throwing it away, I should say. Okie dokie, right, just do that, put that to one side, and we're all done. So the next thing we need to do is we need to make some sort of Christmas design to put on the cracker. Now that one's a bauble. I'll just show you the other ones I've done. This one is, can you tell what that is? That's a little candle with a little drip going. And the next one is a present. And the last one is a Christmas Santa hat. And what I've done also is put glitter all the way around the edge, just to make that sparkle as well. So what we need to do here is, you need a piece of card. So here's a piece I've got earlier, and I'm just going to cut that. Don't worry if it's not square, it doesn't really matter. Because it doesn't need to be perfect in any shape or form, because this is art, so that's just the way it rolls. And I'm going to cut the corners off, because I thought that looked a bit too boring. So I'm just going to cut the corners off, just to make it a bit more interesting, like that. And again, I'm going to keep these little bits for a future project, which I don't know what that is yet, but you never know. It will come. There will come a day when I need those bits. So nothing into landfill, so that's a win. And I just remembered I haven't cleaned off my glue and shut it down. That's very important. Otherwise, the next time you go to use glue, it's going to be all stuck. And that's not a good thing. You know what I mean, what I'm saying? You do, that's great. So now we need to draw a design on there. So what I think I would do is a I don't know, like a Christmas pudding with some cream all going over the edge, over the top of it and down the edge. So I'm just going to draw that. Now, I've just made this up, but you can go on to a search engine and find different designs and just copy those if you want. If your drawing skills aren't up to what you think they should be. And yeah, so I've just done a little pot there. Can you see that? Not a pot, a dish. And all I'm going to do is just draw around like that. There you go. Looks more like a, is it not chestnut? What is it? Some sort of nut. Let me know in the comments below what nut I'm thinking of. I can't actually speak. And I'm going to put some wavy lines on there to do the drip part. So there you go. So that's the cream on the top. Can you see that? And next I'm just going to, because it has bits and pieces in like raisins and nuts and things, doesn't it? So this particular pudding is going to have bits and pieces in. So there you go. So that's all you need to do. So it doesn't have to be really detailed. You just need to give the effect of what, so somebody sees that and then they think, oh yeah, that's a pudding. Yeah, so that's it. So the next thing you need to do is get your felt tip pens. I've got some Posca pens, so I'm just going to use those. You see those? They're there. And yeah, so they come in different packs. You can use felt tip pens. You could, anything really, as long as you get some colour onto this. So I will find my other pens. So there's all my different bits and pieces that I've got. And what I tend to do is any that I'm using at the moment, because I've got lots of whites and blacks, so I use that a lot. I keep that to one side, and then I will use all these different size pens from this dish. And then when they run out, I get a new pen. So I don't have loads on the go at once, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So the next thing I'm going to do is make sure there's paint. Well, there's paint in it. I need to shake it. You need to mix the paint with these Posca pens. Yeah. And then you just make sure there's flow of paint, and you just push the end in like that. Just a little bit until you get the paint going, and this one is going. So yeah, that's all you have to do with that. And I'm going to just paint the cream. So bear with me a moment while I do that. You won't see much of a difference because it's on white cardboard. But if it was on the other side, I think it's the other side. Yeah, that side, it would be easier to see. But I prefer the white side. I've just painted that in, and I'm just trying to think what other colour. It's sort of brown, isn't it? So I'm going to see if I've got some kind of brown colour, and I think I have. It's quite a big. It's a metallic brown, but I think I will use that because it's Christmas and it's going to be all glittery, so that's good. And I've used this one before. Again, give it a little shake. Just push it down, just to make sure the flow's going, which it is, and it's not a bad brown. So I'm just going to colour in the brown part of the actual cake. And I suppose it is a Christmas cake or fruit cake or something like that. And again, you don't need to be perfect on this because we're going to go around all the edges with black and other colours. So can you see that? Yeah, just coming together. Now I need to paint the dish. Now the dishes are normally cream or white, but I've got a white, but I've already done white on the top. So I might get a yellow colour, which I've got here. Ta-da. And make sure the paint's flowing, which it is. And I'm just going to paint the dish part. And then I will show you that. And there you go. And there's your dish. Can you see that? Oh, it's hard to see. There. So now I just need to outline, and I'm going to use a black for that. It's still drying a little bit. With Posca pens, sometimes they take a little bit longer than the felt tip to dry because this is paint. And felt tips are different. I don't really know what you use in a felt tip. Is it water-based? Let me know in the comments below because I don't know that one. So I'm just giving it a blow just to try and get that dry before I use a black. Now, it's not going to be a problem if it does bleed, because if it's wet and you use another Posca on it, it might bleed, especially on a piece of cardboard. That might make it a bit tricky. But thinking about it, the wetness is where the brown bit is of the cake. And if I do use black and it bleeds, I don't think it will matter because it adds to the effect, because it look like raisins and bits and pieces in the cake. So that's all good. So that's a win-win. So I'm going to use a black. Now, there's all different sizes of Poscas. I think I've told you that before, but this one's a PC1MR. You can see that. And yeah, it's a really fine nib. And again, you just give it a little shake. Push the nib down to get the flow of the paint, which I've done. And I'm just going to go around the outline of where I've drawn the design. And again, don't worry if you make a mistake, because you can just cover that up. And yeah, so that's all done. So there's, I've started it. So you see that? So it looks a lot better. I think my dish is a bit, well, I think the cake's too big for the dish, but hey, the way we roll, yeah? And I'm just going to put some little bits and pieces, raisins and bits and pieces in the middle. So I don't have to be too particular about that, because it would be covered in cake mixture. So there you go. So I've done it like that. See? Now, I'm just going to put some highlights in. So I'm going to use a bigger Posca pen. This is PC3M. And I already know this this one's flowing, because I used it earlier. And I'm just going to put some highlights. So I'm showing it now. And then bear with me a moment and I'll just show you what I mean. I just need to, I made a mistake, but I'm just going to use my smaller Posca just to go over that. And in a moment, I'll show you what I've done. So I'm just linking, because I'm using a big, I used a big Posca, the edges are a bit, where I've finished the edge of the Posca line, it's a bit rough. So I just need to go over that so it links better. So there you go. So see what I mean? A little bit of highlight there. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Now I am going to put some more highlights on in a minute when it's dried. And that's with white. And that's with a small white, or thin white I should say. And this is a PC1M Posca. And again, little shake to mix all the paint, get the flow going. And what I'm going to do is, I'll show you in a moment, just put some highlights, just to make it look extra special. And we're nearly there, so bear with me a moment. And I've nearly finished it. Right, let me just... Okay, we're there, I think. So there you go. You see that? So it's just like a little Christmassy cake in a bowl. So that's done. And what I'm going to do next is put the glitter around the edge, and with the other 4 crackers I use silver glitter, so I'm going to keep to the same theme. I'm not going to change it in mid-design, so they've all got the same look. So I'm just going to put this to one side, and then we were going to do some more glittering. Is that the word, glittering? Let me know in the comments below. So there's all my little glitters in my pot, and just need to get out the one I need, which is there. Get my newspaper back, very important. Don't forget that part before you start gluing it. And I've noticed there's some glue on there, so I'm not going to use that part in the middle. I'm going to just fold that over, and that should be enough space for me to glue and glitter my little Okay? Okay. Next thing, get your PVA or school glue, I think it's called as well, and just pop that round the edge. You don't need much. Just put it on the actual edge and try to fill all those little gaps of the cardboard and go all the way around. Now this can be a little bit tricky, so you need to just hold the middle. Now I have to be careful because the Posca might be still drying, but I think it's pretty much dry now, so I should be okay. So you do all the edges like that, and then what I should have done is open this before I did this, but I've managed to do it with one hand. And then you just sprinkle on the edge like you did with the crackers, and then knock that like that. And I just need to move this around, whoops, and stick the edges like so. So there we go. So tap your hand, and then we have success. It's a bit tricky to show you, but I will do, because you need to see it. So can you see that? So there's all the glitter on the edges there. So I'll put that down to dry, and I just need to find something to put it on that's going to be easy to get off again. So I'll put that there. And now I just need to get the glitter back into the container. So I'm going to fold that over, and again, hold, you see that I'm holding the actual container and then using my other fingers just to coat the glitter back into the pot, which I've done. So there you go, it's all back in there. Screw that back on because I don't want to waste it, and I'm just going to clean up quickly with any excess glitter that's gone. What's the word? Gone, not gone in the pot. And I'm going to put that in there like so. So we've got that again for a future project. Okay, so we're all done. Clean your glue, close that down, ready, and it's all ready for the next time you need it. And I'll just let that dry, and we're nearly there actually. What I'm going to do now is get the cracker, and we're going to stick some stars. I've got stars there. If you haven't got stars, I've just had some of these plastic stars over from another project. So you can put anything on the end, it's entirely up to you. So again, you could draw something like you have in the middle and stick that on the edges as well. Or anything you've got really, any little sparkly bits, or you could even put glitter on there and put a line of glitter all the way around. So it's entirely up to you what you do. Use your imagination, and when you do make them, show me a little picture, and that'd be great to see, and see what you come up with. So I like to see other people's designs and see what they've produced themselves after following my little video clips. So there you go. And right, so I'm using red stars because I think it's a good contrast to the green, and it's all in keeping with the Christmas colours, reds and greens and things, and silvers. So remember your on part one we had the seam. That's always at the bottom of your cracker, and you need your glue gun or any glue really that can stick. Yoo-hoo's a good one to stick your well, whatever it is you're sticking on to your cracker. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there, and again just make sure that is the top, and stick that, can you see that, on there like that. Yeah, this is, you can just pull that over. Well, at the end actually you can pull things around a little bit, not too much because you might break the cracker, just to make it a little bit cleaner and smarter. Again, a little bit of glue on the star. Stick that down on the top so that bit's done. And you're there. And then we need to pick up our drying pudding, that's the word, and put a little bit of glue again on the back. Not too much, you don't need much. And then carefully, because it's still drying, I mean, you could wait before you actually put this down. And but I wanted to show you all in one clip. So I'm going to push that on like that, get it straight, push it down. Try not to touch where you've painted, because it might still be wet, but I think this one's dry now, but you never know. So you need to be careful with that bit. And stick that down. And then I think we are finished. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed that little clip. And there you go. We're all on. We're all on nice and neat. There you go. Look at that. How lovely does that look? Wow. Just amazing. So let me get the other one so you can have a look at those again. And there you go. That's the other one. With a bauble. One with a Christmas hat. And the present. You see I used blue stars there because it's a good contrast to the yellow. And the last one is a candle. And again, I use silver stars there. And that's it, guys. That's all done. So you've gone through part 1 and part 2 with me. So thanks for watching. And let me know in the comments below what you think. And don't they look great? And if you do make any, send me some pictures and that would be great. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and yeah, keep following. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.